Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's Rob and welcome to Leave Curious. Did you just hear what I heard? Anyway, welcome to the first episode of Explore Ecology. This is a new series where I dive into anything and everything relating to ecology. And in this first episode, we're going to be taking a closer look and finding out more about the wolf. I'm going to tell you everything from why they sniff each other's butts to how they generate millions of monies for local economies. The wolf really is a majestic creature which has long held my own curiosity. There are two species of wolf. The one you're probably thinking of is the grey wolf, which is present across much of the northern hemisphere and has 38 subspecies, ranging from the mighty Mackenzie Valley wolf found in Alaska to the sleek and slender Indian wolf found, well, in India. The other species is the Ethiopian wolf, which is much smaller and is sadly endangered, living within the Ethiopian mountains. They're struggling due to habitat destruction as their habitat is turned into agricultural lands. They're also heavily threatened by diseases, and it's estimated that there's only 440 individuals left in the wild. Like the grey wolf, they do live within packs, but interestingly they hunt alone and rely upon ambush techniques to capture small rodents. Whereas the grey wolf is much bigger, often living in colder climates, they're stockier and fuller furred. Weighing up to 80 kilograms and standing at 85 centimeters at the shoulder, whereas the much more slender and sleek physique of the Ethiopian wolf weighs only around 20 kilograms, but stands up to a meter. The grey wolf is widespread across the northern hemisphere and there's an estimated 250,000 individuals globally. So a wolf's sense of smell is roughly 100 times stronger than that of humans, so it makes you wonder why they would sniff each other's butts. But when they do sniff each other's butts, they're actually smelling the anal glands, which give acute information about the wolf, well, about the wolf's gender, about its moves, about its age, about whether if it wants to get jiggy and start reproducing. And who'd have thought a wolf could find out so much just from sniffing another wolf's bum? As for their eyesight, it's well adapted to see in daylight and at night. They cannot see colours as well as humans, but they're better at processing rapid movements and reacting to them. A large wolf has an incredibly powerful bite, being 2 times that of a German Shepherd. Wolves also have a very good sense of hearing that is able to discern much higher pitches than that of humans. Wolves are great travellers, often covering 30 miles in one day. They're able to sustain a trot of 5 miles per hour for hours, but they can sustain short sprints of around 35 miles per hour in pursuit of prey. One of the things which I find most interesting about the wolf is their social structure. A wolf is an incredibly social creature, much like humans. Almost all wolves are part of complex family units, known as packs, but sometimes there are lone wolves who are either outcast or looking for a mate to start a pack. A pack is a family group comprised of an alpha male, female and their young. And quite often this spans several generations. And once a wolf has found a mate, they usually stay together for life. A little bit like humans, well, mostly like humans. And wolves display affection and aggression to each other to establish a hierarchy within the pack. They generally care for their young and they make sure that their wounded are well looked after. Wolves are able to communicate with one another in a number of ways, from sniffing each other's bums to baring teeth and growling when angry, to making very high-pitched yapping sounds and wagging their tails when playful. Wolves also use facial expressions to communicate with one another, and of course, they howl. So wolves howl for a number of reasons. When they howl together as a pack, they're doing it sometimes to rally the pack, to go off and hunt. Sometimes they're doing it to establish and let other packs know their territory. And when a lone wolf howls, it's because they're looking for a mate. In open terrain, a wolf can hear another howl over 10 miles away. Most wolves will hunt in packs. Their keen sense of smell and sharp eyesight enables them to detect prey, and their ability to move swiftly and silently allows for them to stalk their prey and get as close as they can. Once their prey runs, they will begin to chase. If they're hunting a herd, they'll look for weaker or younger individuals to target. Once they have their target, the wolves will continuously attack the prey at its sides. Depending upon the prey's size, they'll either submit to blood loss and exhaustion, or sometimes a wolf will kill smaller prey with a bite to the neck. However, most hunts are unsuccessful, with around 1 in 10 ending in a mill, and wolves quite often get injured during a hunt. So because of this and for other reasons such as disease and fighting, a wolf rarely makes it past the age of 10, and over half of wolf pups will die before they reach maturity. The impact that wolves have upon the ecosystem where they're found is huge, and they earn titles like an ecosystem engineer or a keystone species, and this is because they have many direct and indirect impacts across the whole of the ecosystem. Being an apex predator, they sit at the very top of the food chain. This great impact they have is called a trophic cascade, as their effects are felt all the way down the various stages to the primary producers. So no doubt you've heard of the impact of reintroduced wolves to Yellowstone National Park. How, through the ecology of fear, controlled the grazing and behaviour distributions of large herbivores such as deer and elk, keeping them on the move, allowing for swathes of previously overgrazed land to recover, particularly within the riparian areas near watercourses and areas near the forest edge. Vegetation could recover to a point where trees are able to establish. Trees are the pillars of life in many ecosystems, allowing for birds and insects to prosper, but also for more impactful creatures like the beavers, who are, like the wolf, ecosystem engineers, and they get to work building dams, which slows the flow of water, creating diverse aquatic habitats within the woodlands, which are rich with life. What happened at Yellowstone, given the land and its features, it really is one of the best examples of how an apex predator can physically alter the geography of the landscape. I want you to imagine now that you're an elk. You would think that a wolf is going to be one of your worst nightmares, but in actual fact, they actually strengthen the population of elk by weeding out the weak, by weeding out the old, and ensuring that only the strongest move forward and breed. And again, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the elk, or would it be the hooves of the elk? Anyway, if a wolf kills your elk brother or your elk sister, I don't want you to feel as if that body is going to die in vain, because the wolves will eat a great deal of that meat. In fact, the alpha male will eat first and then the rest of the pack will eat. But also what the wolves leave behind, the carcass, that will get gobbled up by a bunch of scavengers. Wolves also regulate the mesopredators, the ones below them in the food chain. Dominant mesopredators such as coyotes decrease where wolves are present, which ensures a greater abundance of rodent prey, which benefits the other mesopredators, including the coyotes themselves. So as you can see, what I'm hoping you're beginning to understand is that wolves initiate balance within an ecosystem, in that all life can flourish around them. So wolves have had a horrid history with humans. Actually, in my video, Will a Wolf Kill You?, I've covered the relationship between humans and wolves more, but generally, wolves have had a really bad time of it, and I think it's unwarranted. But to answer that question of will a wolf kill you, I mean, yeah, they're certainly capable of killing you, and they have killed in the past, but the chances of it happening, even where wolves are most abundant in Europe, you're more likely to be struck by lightning. But what is truly remarkable about the wolf and what it can offer people is economic gain through ecotourism. Wolves make money. For all of the great reasons that I've listed so far in this video, many people love wolves and will travel to destinations where they are likely to find them. Annually, at Yellowstone, since the reintroduction of wolves, there have been an extra 150,000 new visitors each year, which generates a whopping 35 million to the local economy every year. And in a world that is like really governed by making money, like that's the incentive. That's why a lot of decisions get made in managing the land, right? Surely if the wolves are making that much money, that would be enough for landowners and for governments to care for the wolves and to reintroduce the wolves. But you know, on the other side of the argument, the people which are most at risk from wolves are farmers who rear livestock, and also people that live in the environments where the wolves would be. And you know, over the past 50 years, wolves have been making a real comeback. And I think this is because we're beginning to understand and we're beginning to value this impact that they have to ecosystems. I hope that one day I'll be able to see the wolves here wild in the UK. Maybe you live in a place where wolves are wild. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys down there. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Leave curious. Just fell over and put my hand in all this wet clay. Luckily, I didn't drop the camera.